he found himself with broken rear suspension, costing him a good finish. But he's optimistic. The car is good. He's almost where he wants to be. Green flag unfolds for the pro stocks off of turn number 4, and Rag race down into 1. Sees Lynham up on the outside. Vanessa getting a jump on the inside down into 3.
Drag race is right, and the battle ensues as the 11 car coming off and leading this first lap of 40. Ryan Lynham, though, still hot on his outside right quarter panel. Tom Scully, though, with the look to the inside, joining the party up front.
Scully right there in that third spot, looks down to the inside as Vanessa gets loose. Scully to the lead down into turn number 1.
Scully taking advantage of that big wiggle from the 11 car. 11 car gathering that in, having to follow the line behind the 2. Ryan Lynham in the 10 on the outside, still hanging tough with the advantage that time by.
Into 1 and 2 they go. Vanessa is back in the third spot as Lynham continues to work that outside lane. The 2 of Scully down to the inside, looking to get back to the top. Dead even at the stripe down into 1.
Dead even is right as they go through turn 2 together. Ryan Vanessa now gets a grip and starts to roll back up on the leaders now. 3 cars under a blanket just about for that lead battle.
Tommy Adams has joined the fight up at the front in 4th as the 27 of Brightman rounds out the top 5. Darling is 6th. Battle for 7th. Jennison down on the inside of Colby Fournier. Jennison all sorts of crossed up as he gathers it back in.
Tommy Adams now part of that 4-car breakaway, of course. That 56 in victory lane earlier this season. He'd like to get another notch in his belt as Ryan Lynham now fading back to the outside, now having to dive down and settle in line in 4th.
Vanessa settles into the number 2 spot, right up on the back bumper of Tom Scully Jr. They roll across the stripe, nose to tail. Tommy Adams taking a peek down to the inside. Vanessa shuts the door. Here comes Vanessa down to the inside of Scully. Battle for the lead down into 3.
Vanessa through 3 like a force, just leaning on the rear of Scully, stepping out for a second, opens the door enough for the 11 to get inside solidly on the 2. Clears up the 2 as they go into 3. The Scully hanging on the outside.
Adams right there in second, following him through on the inside. Scully shuts the door hard on the 10 of Lynham as they hit down towards turn 1. Adams all over the back bumper of that 11, down into turn number 3. 11 laps up on the board as they cross the stripe this time. Adams trying to go to work on the 11.
Top 7 nose to tail now. Adams looking to make a move to the inside of the 11. He is there alongside one another off of 4, side by side at the line, but Vanessa still holds on to the advantage. They're alongside each other off of 2.
Wheel to wheel at the top of the field. They roll down into 3 and 4. Vanessa up on the outside. Adams slows. Here comes Scully back down to the inside. He settles it and back behind.
Scully with a quick race to the inside. Thought better of it. Lives to fight another day as he continues to study this battle that's raging between the 56 and the 11. They trade pin again off of 4. Vanessa still with the edge, but 56 hanging tough. Scully now leans into the 56. Around he goes. Boy, the 56 of Adams, too much to hold on to as Scully really looking to get to the front.
Tommy will see what he has on the outside. 13 laps are complete. Vanessa and Scully at the top of the field. Lynham and Brightman, row number 2. Darling rounds out the top 5. There's a green flag. Vanessa gets the jump on the start, leads it down into turn 1. Scully hanging tight on the outside. Here comes Lynham down to the inside, looking for some running room.
Now Lynham looking to hang tough. Still peeks a nose into the inside of Scully. Still remains there. Look at the 52 of Darling battle for top 5 as he gets to the inside of Brightman. Of course, Brightman finding himself the victory lane. He'd like to get another win under his belt early on in the season. They come off of 4.
Scully looking for a crossover move there, right up on the back bumper. Vanessa gets a little bit loose. Here comes Scully down to the inside. Battle for the lead down into 3. Darling up to 4th. Brightman back to 5th, but up front, Scully and Vanessa race wheel to wheel down into turn number 1.
Scully is there with his number 2 machine on the inside as the 78 car slides through the grass in turn 1. Yellow flag waves.
I'd love to see the new fans enjoying the racing, getting involved, getting excited about this, and we'll get excited for the next 24 laps. Looking for the green off of turn number 4. Steve Bolduc looks him over. Vanessa and Scully come off the corner. There's a green flag. We're underway. A nice even start down at the 1. Scully looking for the advantage up on the outside as they race wheel to wheel down the back straightaway.
Vanessa with the nose advantage, but feeling the presence of Scully. The 2 car hanging tough off of 4, slides for the over-under, tries to peek a nose on the 11. 11 shuts the door, has to play offense and defense. 52 of Dave Darling now applying the pressure up high.
Darling coming up on the outside as they come off of 4. Scully's able to slide up and hold off the momentum. Nose to tail the first 2. Darling up to 3rd now as Scully takes a peek to the inside of Vanessa, dives it down to the inside, down into 3 and 4. Off the corner, door handle at the stripe.
Scully perfectly executed move that time into 3. Now with the preferred line off of 2. Cross flags in the air from Tim Bolduc. 20 down, 20 to go this time by, and Tom Scully Jr. is your leader.
Scully set the pace at the halfway point as he starts to put a little bit of breathing room between he and Vanessa, and here comes Darling into the fight. Slides it underneath the black and white 11. Dave Darling looking on the inside, looking to try to get back to victory lane for the first time this year. They roll in the corner, Darling up into the number 2 spot.
Darling making his presence known to the 11, leaving him no option but to leave a little bit of racing room. With the same thing said for
Whiteman goes around.
Yeah, the 27 getting in there just a little too deep on the 11, couldn't hang on to it off of 4.
The field down with Ryan Vanessa 2nd, Dave Darling 3rd, Mark Jennison up in the number 4 spot. Looking for the green off of 4. Tim Bolduc looks them over. They hit the box. Up on the throttle. Scully gets a perfect restart in the Woodruff Brothers machine. Leads it down into 1 and 2. Darling looks to fill the hole down the back straightaway.
Dave Darling with the peak to the inside of the 11. The 11 looking to make the high line work for now. Dave Darling, though, is going to have the advantage and clear the 11 into 1. Tom Scully will still your leader.
Scully setting the pace. Darling sits 2nd. Vanessa settles in for the 3rd spot with Jennison working the outside of Lynham down off of turn number 4, edging out at the stripe. Tommy Adams right there behind, and with Rick Martin in tow down the back straightaway.
Mark Jennison was in victory lane 1 week ago tonight, finds himself trying to battle for 4th now, making the high line work around Lynham. Lynham now having to defend against the 50s.
Trouble down the front straightaway. The 1 of Darryl Stanfield goes around. Caution is out once again. 24 laps up on the board.
Tonight could just be the night. You know, Darling up front is as sure a bet as anyone, especially as the laps dwindle down. 17 to go this time as we come through the restart zone. Green flag waves in the air. Tom Scully dives down, leads the field, 3 turns 1 and 2.
Darling hanging tight on the outside as they roll down the back straightaway. Vanessa sits in the 3rd spot. Jennison up to 4th. Battle for 5th off of turn number 4. Adams on the outside of Lynham as they hit turn number 1. Vanessa to the inside of Darling off of 2.
Yeah, Vanessa looks to hang tough on the inside, though, just barely able to get to him.
Vanessa goes around after throwing in hard and deep. Caution flag is out. Almost 40 years to get those 102.
Right.
And it looks like Darling might do it in less than half the time. Field is set, caution lights out. Bristol Toyota pace truck heading to the infield. We're ready to go one more time. 24 laps up on the board. And Tom Scully Jr. and Dave Darling will bring it off the corner. There's the green flag. We're underway. And as they thunder down into 1, Scully gets a half a car length advantage. Look at Jennison hang tight down on the inside in 3rd.
Scully with a good jump that time, needs all the jump he can to fend off that 52. 52 hanging tough, though, but the 22 is going to clear all around. The 52, 22 now to the inside of Darling as they go racing into 3 for 2nd.
Look at Adams up into the 4th spot. Dirt tracked it through 1 and 2 the last time after contact with the 10. Did a great job hanging on as the pin almost came out of the bomb down the back straightaway. Jennison looking for 2nd. Darling caught up on the outside. Jennison throws it in hard. They both slide up the racetrack. Adams down to the inside of Jennison off of 4.
Boy, Jennison has had that thing right on the edge. Tommy Adams driving over the berm through 1 that time, able able to stick his nose in to the inside of Jettison now. They do battle for 3. Sparks flying out from underneath through 3 and 4. They're side by side in a 1.
Down into 1 and 2, and look at Jettison, look for the crossover, down to the inside, he goes down the back straightaway, into 3 and 4, Adams shuts the door, throws it in hard and deep off the corner, slides up, settles in the number 3 spot.
Yeah, the over-under is so hard to pull off, just didn't cut it that time, settles in to fight another day, still with come close to 10 to go this time by Tom Scully, your leader now by about 7 car lengths.
Off the second corner, Tom Scully Jr. leads the charge into 3 and 4 with less than 10 to go. Rick Martin down the inside of Ryan Lynham. He looks and takes over the 5th spot. He's got Fournier right behind him.
Rick Martin getting attacked from all sides now. Fournier to his rear, Lynham to his right rear. Able to fend them both off for now. He secures 5th place as he has a rear view mirror full of black and gold.
Down into 1 and 2. Let's keep an eye on your leader, Tom Scully Jr. What a storybook this could be as he leads it off of 4. Down to the stripe. 7 laps remaining as the field strings itself around the 3rd mile. Darling can only watch the 2 pull away as they hit turn 3 and 4. 6 laps to go, and I can guarantee you every fan in this joint is looking at one thing, that number 2 at the top of the leaderboard with 5 laps to go.
Forearms getting tired and tires getting worn as 5 laps to go this time by. The top of the field starts to spread thin. Tom Scully, your leader down the back straight, followed by Dave Darling, Mark Jettison Tommy Adams close in tow, Mark Jettison on his tail.
These are the hardest laps Tom Scully Jr. will ever race. He's won a championship. He's won big races. But what's happened over the past 7 days makes this the toughest 5 laps, toughest 3 laps. This will be the toughest 2 laps because not only does he have to focus, now the emotions start to sink in with 2 laps to go.
Side-by-side racing further on back behind Colby Fournier and Mike Brightman off of 2. White flag in the air.
Final time, Tom Scully Jr. leads it down into 1 and 2. A comfortable lead, cruising down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. A week after losing his hero, he finds himself carrying the checkered flag. Congratulations to Tom Scully Jr. Dave Darling in for 2nd, Tom Adams 3rd, Mark Jettison, and Rick Martin the top 5. Ladies and gentlemen, Hollywood is in the house, writing stories here at Seekonk Speedway. Give it up for Tom Scully Jr. 40 hard-fought laps. We'll start with our 3rd place finisher who passed more cars than anybody tonight. Tom, a little bit on the edge tonight, but man, this rocket is fast.
Yeah, the car was good. If we didn't have to come from the back, I think we would have won it, but that's all right.
A lot of people working hard to keep this thing running up towards the front every week.
Yeah, I want to thank my dad and Nick. That's about it.
Congratulations, good 3rd place finish for Tommy Adams. First driver, first person to congratulate Tom Scully Jr. is Dave Darling. And we'll talk to Dave. Dave, a good 2nd place run tonight.
Yeah, sorry, it's emotional in there.
I'll bet it is.
Yeah. Hats off to Tommy and the family. They deserve it. They had a rough week.
Yes, they did. You had a good week getting the car back up here, a good 2nd place finish.
Yeah, I got to thank the crew, thank everybody. So, hey, why don't you shut up and go home? Nobody wants to hear you. See you, bud. See you later.
All right, Dave Darling calming the crowd down after a 2nd place finish. Emotions riding high. Down here with the crew and the family. As he climbs out of the car, ladies and gentlemen, in victory lane, Tom Scully Jr. Tom, congratulations. Probably one of the hardest things you've ever done today was climb back in this race car.
Yeah, it was. I wasn't even going to make it today. I was undecided until about 11 o'clock this morning.
I know this is an emotional time. We'll make this short and sweet. Congratulations. A lot of support for you here tonight.
Yeah. First off, I didn't mean to get the 56 there. I mean, they were tight racing, and I got into them a little bit. Yeah. My dad for flying this thing for me. Helger, South Coast Bar, Woodruff Brothers, Simpson, Nats, Raps Auto Parts, Speedway for doing what they did for my dad this past week. I'm just lost right now.
Congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane.